Once there was a king who feared witches more than anything in the world. Every night, he searched his kingdom for signs of danger. Slowly, fear made him stop trusting everyone around him. But the witches were not his biggest enemy. His own fear was growing stronger every single day. The more he searched for witches, the more trapped he became inside his own thoughts.
One silent night, the king finally looked at the only person he had never questioned. Then the truth struck him. No witch had chained his life. Fear had. At that moment, the king made a choice that changed his kingdom forever. He gave one final order. The hunt for witches would end today. For the first time in years, silence no longer frightened him. Then the king discovered something hidden inside the ancient records. The truth shocked him. And there was never proof that witches existed.
The king finally understood. His greatest enemy was never witches. It was fear. The king decided it was time to destroy the fear that controlled him for so many years. For years, these scrolls carried his fear. Now, they carried nothing but memories. The king finally let go of the fear that had imprisoned his mind.
The king learned the greatest battle was never against witches. It was against himself.
The king changed the rules that were built from fear. For the first time, the people saw a king who wanted to protect them, not control them. Just when the king believed the nightmare was over, a messenger arrived. There was no royal seal, no family crest, no name.
Only 7 words were written inside.
You burned the wrong records.
Someone had entered the library archives and taken the only records that mattered.
Just then, he thought he saw something from the corner of his eye. He looked at the hidden shelf known to only his closest friends, and there was more scrolls. All the message said, "Thank you for removing the final barrier." That was when he realized the witches were never gone. Both messages carried the exact same symbol. There wasn't just one, there were dozens. He found a pattern. Every mark pointed to a different part of the kingdom. Then he saw the final mark. It was already inside the castle. Someone else had been here. And not long ago. The trail didn't lead outside. It led deeper into the castle. This room had been hidden for years. But someone had been using it recently. Picking up a scroll, he noticed something terrifying. The handwriting looked familiar. The same handwriting appeared in 2 places, and that was impossible. The symbol wasn't just connected to the witches. It was connected to someone inside the castle. For the first time in years, the king didn't know who he could trust. Only one person knew every secret, and he had been beside the king all along. He entered the one place he never wanted to search. Inside was the proof he never wanted to find. The handwriting was the same. The traitor had been beside him the entire time. We must burn the old records, my king.
That night, the king decided to follow his most trusted man.
He wasn't leaving the castle. He was hiding something inside it. The king finally saw the truth. His closest friend was serving the witches. He wanted answers. But first, he needed a plan. If they were planning something, he would be ready first. Then he remembered. Not every record had been burned. There was a symbol to keep the witches away.
If the old protection could be restored, he only needed one symbol to begin.
The game had changed. Only the king knew it. The traitor noticed something had changed. But he couldn't see what. They gave him one final task. There was only one command. Before sunrise, the king must die. The advisor had a choice: obey the witches or betray them. The witches were coming, but this time, the king was ready.
The king stood face to face with the person who betrayed him and said nothing.
The hardest thing wasn't finding the traitor. It was pretending he didn't know.
They believed the castle was theirs, but they didn't know the king was waiting. For years, everyone laughed at the king's fears. Tonight, they would finally understand. The moment they had waited for had arrived, but they walked into his trap. And the king let them know the proof they tried to erase was still alive.
No, that's impossible!
Impossible? Take a closer look. You watched them burn, just not all of them. Tell them what happened. They came to me years ago. They knew exactly what to threaten.
They knew I would do anything to protect them. Who? My family. You should have told me.
I was never one of you. No.
After everything he did? He was afraid.
You were the ones who used that.
Why are you helping me? Because someone should have helped you sooner.
The stories were true. The king was right. The truth doesn't disappear. Even when everyone forgets it.
People always forget.
Then we'll make sure they remember.